Hello. Hello. So this is the first time I'm streaming for a little while. I'm just going to see how it goes. So today I'm going to start painting this water buffalo. So I need to draw it. I haven't actually drawn it yet. So yeah, I'll start off by drawing it. How is everyone today? Hi, unknown boy. Right, so I'm just sorting out the software. My music's not behaving itself. Right, so I'll start off painting drawing the buffalo outline. Well, it's the first time I've done this for a while. I'm trying to work out how everything works. Increase the brightness here. I think that's bright enough. Right, so let me start drawing. So this water buffalo is a photo I took back in 2013, maybe. It's in Lake Nakuru National Park. Just thought I'd give it a bit of a paint. So it's always a bit slow to start with because I need to actually draw the item, draw the animal. So I'm starting off with the horn here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, it's going to help me massively. I've only really just started the YouTube journey. Hey John. Unfortunately my music isn't working and I don't really know why. It was working earlier. Let me do this. I mean, it's working, but it's not doing the shuffle, so it's only playing one track and then going. Hey, cute unicorn. Let's try another playlist, see if this works. So as I say, I haven't streamed for probably 5 months. The last one was actually Christmas Day or Boxing Day. I've been a bit busy. But I just thought, you know what, get back into painting. I haven't done painting for ages. How is everyone? So the first step with any painting is obviously drawing it. So I'm using the grid technique. Doesn't have to be super accurate. At the end of the day, it's a painting, not a photograph. So this water buffalo, I quite liked it because it's munching on some grass whilst inquisitively looking at me while I took the photo. Thinking, don't know what I was thinking, but just carried on with its daily business by eating the leaves. Really had much, and it looked a bit confused as to what I was doing, or what the vehicle was doing that I was in. That's the first horn. I'll just work from the top downwards, I think. I do think this would be quite a good painting, most effective. Large scale, this is 90 centimeters canvas. No, the sound stopped working again. Music. It was working earlier when I tested it, so I don't really know what's going on. Sorry about this. I don't know what the problem with the music is. I wonder if it's the AirPods that I'm wearing. First time I've worn these. Usually wear headphones. So maybe that's the issue. Thanks, Karen. Sorry about this music. I'm just drawing the eye right now. So I don't know if I'll do any painting today. It might just be sketching. See how I get on. I'm a bit annoyed with this music. I might feel like I have to fix the music. Maybe I have a little break and then fix the music while I do that. So one of the cool things about water buffaloes is they kind of look like they've got like plaited girl's hair, and it is quite cool look actually, because you don't really think about it. They're quite the horns are quite sort of, I don't know, amusing. They have these like two layers. They have the top bit, which is what I'm drawing now, and they have the bottom bit, which is a lot darker and softer by the look of it. So this is the other eye. As I say, I'm just being a bit rough at the moment. I'm not going super detailed. To be honest, the detail comes with the paint. This is just a rough sketch, so I get things in vaguely the right place. So this is the ear. It looks like I'm just going to have to play the music manually. So that's the ear. Let me do the other ear now. So I think this water buff is going to be quite challenging because there's a lot of texture to it around the face and the eyes. I think it's a nice challenge for me to sort of explore, try and understand what's actually going on. with the animal. I'm drawing the ear. I've seen there's quite like cuts in the ear. I don't know if they're from the animal, like normal, as in they're supposed to be there, or whether it's been in some sort of fight, possibly with, I don't know, a lion or a hyena. In Kenya, there's an awful lot of buffaloes, but there's also quite obviously you've got the lions and the hyenas who like to attack and eat baby buffaloes, so the mothers protect their young quite a lot. At least that's what the nature documentaries say. Wouldn't say I'm an expert on it. Right, so I've got that general shape. So I've got the two eyes. The eyes are very far apart in this. Let me just do a bit of texture so you can see the centre of the nose. And then I'm going to start off with the nose. So the centre of the nose is actually about here. And it goes up a little way. I'm just going to build the nostrils. There's a little point at the bottom of the nostrils. Comes back round like that. Like a darker bit there. Hi, Brad. Thanks, cute unicorn. Appreciate that. Just a sketch at the moment. Hopefully it'll come alive when I actually paint it. Thank you. That's any sharpening. So it's supposed to be one leaf. The leaves don't really matter too much if they're accurate. Actually, none of it matters too much if they're accurate as a painting. Not really supposed to be a... if I wanted it accurate, I would have just printed off the photo. It's the expression that an artist can bring to the painting, which is what I tend to try and capture. So that's just the leaves. Then I guess I'll just do the body. I'm not going to really draw in the leaves at the background. I don't see the reason to do that. I can just sort of go with the flow when I come to paint it. Then I'll decide on the level of detail, whether I keep the ones in front of the buffalo in focus and then sort of fuzz at the back, or whether I sort of explore in a bit of a slightly different way. This music situation is really irritating. There's some really nice colours actually. If we have a look at the things like the ears, very orangey. It's got really nice colours, so we'll be able to get some popping of colours. It's what I really enjoy about painting. It's you even got blue on the nose, like sky blue there, and quite a lot of blue up here. So it's going to be a really interesting, colourful painting. It's not obviously going to be... Well, I think my main skill as a painter is sort of experimenting with colours. Not changing colours, but making them much more vivid, as if you put the saturation up. We've got the general outline of the animal. Then I'm just going to roughly do some foliage. I'm not necessarily going true to form here, I'm just doing some foliage so it's easy to see. Quite dark down there, but here it's much brighter, so got the so I'll just have to create the leaves. I'm just doing it very roughly. This is all going to completely disappear when I actually start painting. It's just roughly showing where all the leaves are going to go. Nice leaf that comes up there as well that goes over the top. So as a starting point, I think that's pretty good. I have not managed to do the bottom of the mouth, so that's just as simple, I think. Goes down like there. And I obviously missed this bit as well. Hi, Hero Brain, it's here. Thank you. I've just done the sketch so far. It'll get the painting will go come along soon. Pretty much ready to paint. So what I do when I paint, I tend to paint the background first and then go on the foreground. Real shame my music's not working. I might go on a 5-minute break to see if I can fix the music. I don't want to lose the stream. I'm painting this water buffalo. I've just sketched it out, so it's just a real quick sketch to begin with, and then I'll start adding the paints. I've got an issue with the stream going on at the moment. No music. I struggle to paint with no music. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us on a little break quickly while I sort out the music issue. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I am back. So I can't fix the music, so I'll just have to manually keep clicking random songs, just not playing properly. So I'll get on to painting now. I've got my palette cam on if you haven't seen it. Oh, it's upside down. Oops. Let me just fix my palette cam. I can work out how to do it. Oops. vertically. There we go. So, I'm going to start painting. I'm going to do the background. It's just going to be a very rough background. Get a palette out. I'm just going to use the acrylics. I'll start off with a bit of Hooker's Green. I'll wax some Emerald Green. What else do I want? As always, my favourite, Yellow Ochre, which is running a bit low. And I've got Pale Olive as well. I think those are nice colours. I'll whack a bit of white and some Payne's Grey on as well. And for just the background start, up here is going to be much lighter. It's going to go a bit darker down this area. A bit darker here and brighter down here. So that's the plan here. Thank you for the subscriptions, by the way. Thanks, Hero Brian, it's here. Chocolate Teresa, and Dear and Melvin Gaming and Arts. Well, thanks for those subscriptions. I really appreciate that. So, I'm going to use quite a big brush for this. And I haven't tried this paint for a good few months, so hopefully it's still working. Oh. Okay, my acrylic's not working. What have I done here? Being a bit silly here. Open. Come on. Okay. Looks like this is somehow seized. I'll paint a lot without white paint. There we go. I've got it going a bit here. A bit worried if I press this too hard, it's just going to go everywhere. Hey! Thanks for subscribing. There we go. Sorry, it's just a bit blocked, so I just needed to clean that up. As I say, I haven't painted for about 5 months out of this room, so all the paints are a bit clogged up. There we go, I've got the white on the palette now. I'll get some olive green there. I'm going to do the background quite textured because I feel it's going to build effect of the painting in general. Hero, I don't particularly want that sort of messaging on the stream. I know it's sad, but... Hi, Hero Brian. Right, so let's do the start of the painting. As I say, I'm going to sort of start off with quite light at the background, so I'm going to mix the paints in, add a bit of the sort of more So I'm just going to create a few textured effects. I'm not really going to go that intense on the different leaves colours. I'm going to create a few different shades of green basically, which I can work off from here. Let me add some water as well. I'm just going to mix up the colours while I do the background. It's going to be quite caked on, so I'm going to use quite a lot of paint to do this. And I'm going to sort of change the tones as I go. I wanted that a bit lighter actually at the top. Let's grab some white and sort of mix it down here and get some water on there. As you can see, I'm making a very messy palette straight away. And the reason is that I just want to create various different colours and tones on the palette. To have a bit of expressionism, I guess, a bit like what Van Gogh did. Not that I'm comparing myself to Van Gogh. But yeah, so I'm just going to create the background by doing this. Roughly go over everything. Feel free to give me some feedback as you go along. As I say, this obviously isn't the final version. I'll add a lot more detail later on. I'm just adding the sort of colours, background, creating the physical texture that we create. So the paint is sticking out quite nicely there. So this technique's using an awful lot of paint. Brush came off. I'm just gonna stick on some of the... Should probably put a bit of a darker tone in actually as well, just to set it back a bit in places. Might actually do that. Maybe get some Payne's grey out. Oh, actually no, I'll just use this green here, which I haven't really used yet. So as you can see, I'm just mixing on the palette quite nicely. On the canvas, not the palette. I quite like this technique for backgrounds because it's quite a quick way to get quite a nice effect. But it doesn't really matter about the detail you're adding in. Because at the end of the day, the rest of the animal's just going to pop out the front. So there's not an awful lot of skill to this, just make sure you're varying the colours, I guess. There's foliage at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be in focus. The front bit I think needs to be in focus. But the back I don't care if focus or not. Adding touches of darkness here. Dark green. I might add some Payne's Grey as well. I do like Payne's Grey. But I'm also going to add touches of lightness as well. I can always add the white in later. So I hope that's sort of bringing the sort of, the effect of it having foliage behind it, all the leaves and stuff. Just gonna do the top while I'm here. So this painting is probably going to take 8 hours in total. I'm not going to do it all now. I'll do another stream probably tomorrow, maybe. Oh, actually, I can't do tomorrow. I might be able to do tomorrow. Then possibly Wednesday. I'll do Wednesday. I can't do Thursday. I can't do Friday. It'll be a similar sort of time, maybe a little bit later, to be honest. Anyone's got any questions? Just post them in the chat. Comments? Colours are getting a bit samey up here, so try and vary them a little. I'll add a bit of the darker colour up here. I'll follow through with a bit of the white later on. Every painting that I always do, I always miss some of either the side or the top. I like painting the side to the top because you have more flexibility when you're framing it, if you want to frame it. It doesn't really matter about the detail, but I think that just needs colour so you don't get that random white border. So obviously it'll be a bit more finer detail. I come to actually do the buffalo. It's just a very rough outline. Okay, I've got that back. Sorry about that. Didn't realise the video had stopped. Can you... Yeah, you should be. Sorry about that. Everything should be back working now. Don't know what happened there. Technical issues. So it should all be working now. Let me know if it's not. I think my camera sometimes overheats. Actually, that's a point. I should put the fan on. So it's quite dark down at the bottom corner here, and I'm going to keep that darkness because it brings the eye up to the top of the painting. It's going to be a dark green colour down at the bottom here. Obviously, I'll in the foreground I'll put the actual proper leaves. I won't put that many. I don't think it needs many. It's not. It is a forest, but when you're in a forest, focusing is sometimes a challenge on the background, but the foreground is very focused, and I think it's definitely worth adding quite a lot of detail for the foreground. As I say, I'm just sort of randomly putting some dark bits in. I run out of Payne's Grey. That's the end of that tube. I'll do it more. So this is quite dark actually. I might lighten up a bit in a sec, because I would like a contrast between the water buffalo, which is dark as well, and the background. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to go on with some olive and sort of lighten up a bit. this colour here. I'm going to use it sparingly, especially around where the I'll go back with this one. I might just spoil that a little bit, but remember, this is just the start of the painting. Get a bit of white highlights, the odd white bit of highlight here. Just to add a different sort of texture. Right, so yeah, I quite like that. Quite like how the background comes up there. I'm going to do the same similar sort of colour down here, although actually only really the background down here that's the problem. It's a lot lighter down here, so I'm going to sort of paint a slightly darker background in. Still having to do music manually for some reason. So you're probably wondering what on earth I'm doing here. Just getting some dark bits on the background, and then I'm going to put it a lot lighter. A lot lighter than the rest of it. As if this is behind the leaves that I'm going to put in the background. You just grab some water. So a really rough background of the painting here. Really rough. Dab a bit down the sides. So that's fine, I'm happy with that. Now, quickly clean my brush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, basically create lighter colours and put the lighter colours over the top. I'm going to be a little bit more detailed on what the leaves are going to look like here. I'll go over them later on and make them look a little bit better, but I'm just going to be a bit more sporadic with sort of outlines of the leaves. It's a slightly different technique I'm doing it here. Instead of being a little bit random like I was before, I'm just sort of creating some leaf shapes. Some dark in the bottom here. So ordinarily, because I tend to like painting background first, buffalo in this case is actually the background. So perhaps what I should have done is sort of waited to do this, but I'll just do it roughly so it clearly looks like there's leaves, and then I'll, at some point during the painting, I'll make it far more detailed. adding a bit of yellow ochre in here as well. And then it's going to be more random again up here. The leaves only really start being visible probably from about here downwards. Okay, that's a horrible colour. You quickly get rid of that colour. Add a few highlights around here. Looks like it's coming to life a little bit. It's the bit I hate most. I hate doing backgrounds. I like the detail work. Just adding some shadow down the bottom corner here. And I'll come in and do the detail work later on. Lighten this bit up a bit. A few elements of lightness here. Yeah, I think that works. Sorry, I'm getting the chat notification, but I can't see anyone who's chatting, so sorry about that. Yeah, I've sent a message. I'm sorry, I can't see it. Yeah, sorry about that. So I've done the background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a 5-minute rest. I don't know what's going on with the stream. It's obviously not, the software's obviously not working as well as it possibly could. So I'm just going to have a sort of 10-minute break, and then I'll come back. I'll clean my palettes and my brush, and I'll come back and start sort of filling in the buffalo itself. So I'll just go on, sort of be right back. Just realised I'm completely out of focus. There you go. Sorry if that's what you guys were. Wanting to say. Cool.